I am the daughter of Scylla Cartier-Wells. I am the lost heir to the Memorized dynasty. This is one screwed-up joke. Just as I was gaining my bearings, a sense of purpose, now I'm lost again in a sea of uncertainty. What kind of twisted game is Edge playing? Can I even trust him? But still, he wants to show me that his fight is just. So, one last time, I'll place my life in his hands and follow his lead. He said that Memorize's most shameful secrets are hidden, buried beneath La Bastille. This was the justification for me to remix my own mother, a mother that I had forgotten I had. Eating my past to create a better future. I'm tired of running, and I want answers.
Hi guys, this is Stormmouse03, continuing Remember Me on Memory Hunter difficulty. This is episode 6.
Nilin.
I don't feel like chatting right now.
Bad Request is still locked up. Dr. Sebastian Quaid has him under a special security protocol. Find him and free him.
Let's get this straight. I'm doing this for Bad Request, not for the cause.
There's an elevator in front of you. It'll take you below the Bastille. There, you'll understand everything.
Will I, Edge? Will I understand everything? Because I'm not so sure. I'm not so sure about that at all. Anyway, so here we are. We are back in another section of the Bastille prison. And so you go back through this prison several times, but I don't know, it doesn't feel as repetitive as it might, because you're in different sections of it. It's a little bit different feel to it, so you know, at the beginning,
Not the most inviting option, but here goes.
Suave, silencing. Silencing.
in the beginning it was just a very brief, you know, little section when the prison was still operating as usual, and you know, the second time you were sort of sneaking in and trying to steal the memories from Madame and get all your memories back, and this time, you know, things have gone to crap here, and so you get, you know, a different feel because of that. So, the very beginning of this section with these little invisible leapers, you kind of just have to dodge around because you're not going to be able to hit them really, because there's no light. And so eventually, after a little while, the light from the elevator will turn back on and you'll be able to kill them, as I just did. So that is that. And so I think the objective here is to find Bad Request.
Bad Request owned a pick socket, never left home without it. It will be in the repository where the prisoner's personal belongings are kept.
Where am I, exactly?
Where the most promising patients were sent to serve as guinea pigs.
I'm back here. And it's your fault.
She's really, really not liking Edge at this moment. Because, you know, we just found out all this information about her mother and what Nilin's role really is in all this. And I'm kind of glad that they expanded on that, because it gives the player character a reason to be important. You know, in a lot of games you're important, your character is important because you're the player character, right? And there's nothing really in the lore that makes you all that special, you know, more so than anyone else. And you know, I like it when games do actually give you a reason why the character that you're playing is different in some way or special to the setting. And so this definitely gives you that reason, right? And you'll find out more about it later. There's even more to the story than the reveal right now.
Request's pick socket.
Perfect. You can use it to break safety locks.
Let me guess. I'm going to learn that Bad Request is my secret brother. Is that it?
Not quite. So the pick socket is cool. You can sort of leech energy from one thing and put it into another thing. So this is kind of your introduction to that. You're going to take the energy from this window panel and put it into the door to power up the door so that you can go in. And that's a mechanic that you'll be using throughout this little chapter here. And so you'll notice when you take the energy from one thing, it goes dark. And then when you put it into the other thing, you know, it lights up. So you have to be a little careful with how you're using this to make sure that you, you know, don't, I guess there isn't really a way to trap yourself in because you can always take the energy from something, but, you know, it's just more like mild traversal puzzles, and that's all. But it's kind of a neat idea.
Searching. Please be patient.
And so you hear that Scylla is
Searching.
now
Please be patient.
making good on that change,
Welcome,
you
Dr.
know, to go back on the reconversion project. She's no longer making little pet leapers and whatnot. And so, you know, she's sort of changed pretty much based on what we did in the last episode, which is pretty cool. Here's Bad Request. You see that his reconversion is at 27%, and so you see that here in the prison is where they were doing the reconversion.
Never has the origin of the mutation been so close to being uncovered. In consequence, I have decided to continue this research, whatever the cost may be.
He's completely lost it.
The doctor inside my head.
Bad. We're going to get you out of here.
So you see that Dr. Quaid is not going to listen to
Please stand
her.
back. Unaccompanied patient in restricted area.
Couldn't be that easy, could it? Alright, so we're gonna get away from that drone. And we're about to be introduced to a cool new ability. So we have some more leashed leapers. And, you know, as I said before, it's generally a good idea to take care of the leapers first and then worry about the guy holding the leash until you get the ability that we're about to get in a minute, I do believe. I do like how this game has a progression to it, right? So, like, the enemies get more challenging as you play along, but you also get upgrades and abilities and stuff. And, you know, even if you do the New Game Plus, right, like I did, where I have all of my combo slots unlocked, that's the only real advantage to it. You know, it's not like you have all your abilities from the beginning, so it's still, you know, is a challenge, which is cool. So this is Sensen Camo. I love this ability. It basically makes you invisible for a little while, and you can go and do a sneak attack on an enemy. So you can overload any one enemy of your choosing, and so now we can take out this elite guy without, you know, killing the leapers first. So in that case, you can take out the big enemy first and then worry about the little ones. And, you know, it also lets you go invisible for 30 seconds or until you do an attack, right? And so that gives you an opportunity, if you're using it, to sort of get some perspective on the situation, get a tactical position, you know, get the advantage on whichever enemy you're facing, which is pretty cool. So it's a very useful ability, and you know, we're coming into the last third of the game here, so
controlled using Sensen.
you know, I feel
Hence the
like this was
reconversion
the right time
Now
to
this
give
madman
it
is
to you.
injecting his own psyche into
Holy shit. An army of Quaid Leapers. Okay, I'm in. We stop him, no matter what the cost.
You have to find Bad Request's cell. His memories will guide you right to Quaid.
And so now, even though Nilin is mistrustful of Edge, she sees that what is happening in this place is worth stopping, no matter, you know, whether Edge is ultimately trustworthy or not. This mission that he has you going on does seem like the right thing to do. So for a second, I wanted to speak again about what happened in the last episode, right? Because that was pretty major, what happened there, and had some neat implications to the setting, right? I liked the idea of, you know, what would happen to someone if one event in their life changed, with their entire sort of outlook on life change, or their entire personality change. And it seems like for some that could be true, right? You know, this one event sort of shaped her and made her into this person that she is. And the reason for that is, you know, she's dealing in this technology that allows people to forget, you know, their trauma. And what she has chosen to do is remember her trauma, right? She says, you know, I'm strong, and I'm not going to forget that moment that shaped me, you know. And she sort of views all of her customers, right, her consumers, as weak, you know, in that they're picking and choosing the memories that they want to keep. And so you kind of see how this bitterness developed, where she doesn't care about people anymore, because in her eyes, all they are these weak-minded individuals who only care about pleasure, right? Having pleasant memories, having all the good and none of the bad. And to her, that is, you know, maybe that doesn't even feel human to her anymore. You know, if you're going to keep all the good and let go of all the
I'm coming, Bad. I'm coming to get you.
what does that make you? And so she has all this disdain for
Hang in there, Bad. I'm
the
almost
people
there.
who are buying her product. And so you can see why, you know, to her, having this reconversion
It's
project
being
where
transferred. Scramble the cell distribution system.
where she's turning these people, where her technology in the first place is turning people into these
Cell system controls break.
crazed junkie people, you know, barely human anymore. And you know, so that's happening, and then taking those poor individuals and turning them into these guard dogs, essentially. You can kind of see how the mentality develops, where, you know, that's okay, because to her these people aren't even worth it anymore. They're not worth considering as humanity. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And then without this sort of, you know, bitter event that happened to her, where she blames her own daughter for what happened to her, and you know, thereby they became estranged and whatnot.
I'm not giving up.
If that relationship was salvaged, you know, how her character would change and how her outlook would change, because now, you know, she isn't just this person who has really nothing to live for but their own disregard for others, and their own power and pleasure in sort of messing with the lesser of humanity. You know, that's not her only thing now. Now she has a daughter, she has a family, she has a reason to go on, and to create a better world, right? For her legacy, her child to live in. So I thought all of that and all of those implications were really cool.
Oh God. What have they done to you?
Nilla, my lost sister.
That's what they were preparing for you when I broke you out of here.
It's sick. We must stop this.
Extract his memory. It's the only way.
Excuse me, brother. This time I'm going into your head without your permission.
So empty. So true.
There's none of him left, just foreign memories. They've erased everything prior to his lockup. The rest doesn't even belong to him.
This is standard procedure here.
I'm taking him with me.
Memorial capacity non-viable. Commencing subject transfer to sanitization pits.
Bad! I've got to get Bad out of there!
You can't do anything for him here and now. Follow the rememberings that you just stole. They'll lead you to Dr. Quaid. He's the one that you need to stop.
Alright. So now we're trying to find Dr. Quaid. There was that little digitization there that was kind of creepy, actually.
You are a memory hunter too. Of course, you're not up to par with your friend Nillan. Still, you're an exceptional subject. By isolating that which makes you so particular, I'm certain we'll understand Memorial illness better.
What did they do to him?
So, you are a memory hunter too. Of course.
I love how I mess up these synchronizations. I don't know how. It's like the easiest thing in this game is to stand there and push a button rapidly,
that which makes you
but
so
I just can't do it.
particular. I'm certain we'll understand Memorial illness better.
So we were able to sync there, and now we're going to be able to take the power from that and put it into there. And follow these lovely automated medical chairs to be able to get into the next section.
under my control, you will leave your private myopia of individuality and discover the vast oceans of cognitive leaper resonance. I envy you. I really do.
Alright, so obviously the thing that I'm going to have to synchronize is not through this window. So we got some enemies here to take care of before we can move on and, you know, get the next sync point and all that good stuff. So if you had enough Espressin points here and could use the Sensen camo, you could have used that to take out the guy before killing the 2 leapers, but it's only this one guy, so it's not really necessary right here. So we're going to beat the crap out of him, and I will see you in the next part of this episode. Thanks for watching, guys.